There are a lot of devil hunters in Chainsaw Man with different powers. But which ones are the strongest of them all? Updated November 19th, 2022 by Jacob Buckelder. Now that the Chainsaw Man anime is out, the appeal for this series is higher than ever before. People are more obsessed with characters like Denji, Power, Makima, and especially Kobeni than ever before. And one thing these characters all have in common is that they're devil hunters. The Devil Hunter Association is massive in Chainsaw Man, as they're the forefront fighting force against the devils. So with the new content provided in the manga and the big surge of appeal from the anime, let's come through them all again and pick out the strongest of the strong. 10. Power, the Blood Fiend. Power, the most popular character in the series and Denji's surrogate bratty sister. Power is the Blood Fiend and someone who trains side by side with Denji against Captain Kishub in his homicidal training camp. As the Blood Fiend, Power has complete control over her own blood, using it primarily to form weapons such as hammers, knives, and spears. She can do this after the blood has left her body as well, such as when she used hidden bottles of her blood to summon spears from the ceiling in an attempt to turn an unsuspecting Kishub into a pincushion. She can also mix her blood with her enemies after cutting them and use her own blood to cause mayhem in their own blood and stop their regenerative abilities. And the stronger the blood of the devil she drinks from, the more strength Power gains. Sadly, while she is present for a lot of the fights, Power doesn't actually fight exceedingly often, at least not at 100% of her power. So her true strength hasn't been fully shown. But she'd likely be able to put up a strong fight against Angel, Galgali, and Captain Kishub individually, but if people were betting on any of these fights, she'd be the underdog for sure. 9. Angel, the Angel Devil. Angel has to be one of the more interesting characters in the series, as he is a literal devil, not a fiend or a human with an angel devil contract. And as a devil, Angel is considerably strong, being ranked as only slightly weaker than Captain Kishub, and that likely took Angel's laziness into account as well. As the Angel Devil, Angel can siphon the lifespan of any human he touches and then uses that siphon time to create supernatural weapons with unique effects. Additionally, Angel has wings that are powerful enough to stop bullets, so he has both offense and defense covered. The only thing putting Angel lower on the list is his laziness and reluctance to use his powers, but without those, Angel would be one of the strongest characters in the series. 8. Galgali, the Violence Fiend. For how much they hint at the Violence Fiend's true power, Galgali never really gets to show it off, and when he does get the chance to try, it's against an enemy he has no hope against. From what the manga showed, the Violence Fiend has insane levels of strength, can shapeshift to some degree, is skilled in hand-to-hand combat, and seems to be exceedingly quick as well. Sadly, there's not much more that's known or has been seen of the Violence Devil's powers, but Galgali had to wear a poison and dispersing mask at all times just to keep his strength in check. And even with it on, he's still one of the premier fighters in Division 4, so he's likely on still one of the premier fighters in Division 4. So he is likely very strong if they put this much in place just to keep him restrained. 7. Aki Hayakawa, Devil Hunter, and his many devil contracts. Aki Hayakawa, the straight man character of Chainsaw Man. Aki starts off as a no-nonsense rival to the main protagonist Denji, but very quickly takes on the role of caretaker and friend to both him and Power once she moves in. As a devil hunter, Aki is absolutely one of the most capable ones within the organization. Not only does he have contracts with multiple devils at once like the Fox Devil, Curse Devil, and Future Devil, but his die-hard dedication to the job and overall skills in combat are the real deal. That said, compared to someone like Captain Kishub, Aki still falls quite short in terms of his individual skills. But the gap between them is a lot smaller than most fans would probably expect or care to admit. 6. Captain Kishub, one of the most unhinged and skillful humans alive. Originally the captain of Tokyo Special Division 1, Kishib is one of the more interesting characters in the entire narrative, as well as likely the strongest purely human character that's not a fiend or hybrid. Kishib has contracts with multiple devils, though not all are known. The ones fans do know about, such as the Claw, Knife, and Needle devils, seem to either give Kishib the ability to spawn weapons or increase his damage or proficiency with them. In terms of general stats, Kishib is superhuman in strength, speed, and dexterity, being able to put up a relatively even fight against Quanxi, a devil-human hybrid. 5. Riz, the Bomb Devil Hybrid. While big-name devil hunters like Santa Claus and Quanxi work for Germany and China, Riz the Bomb Devil Hybrid works for the Soviet Union. This secret agent devil hunter is the main antagonist of the Bomb Girl arc and one of the most beloved characters in the series, especially by Denji. In her human form, Riz is deadly thanks to her many years of training growing up. In her hybrid transformation, however, Bomb Girl is an absolute weapon of mass destruction. She can use her own body parts as explosives, and even flinging bits of her skin is enough to cause massive explosions. On top of that, she can also transform parts of her body into explosives such as missiles and grenades to cause even further damage or get around faster. Combine that with her immense creativity in the use of her abilities and her basically being immortal due to the absurd levels of regeneration that comes from being a hybrid. And Riz is by far one of the strongest individuals in Chainsaw Man if the strongest individuals in Chainsaw Man. 4. Quanxi, the First Devil Hunter. Quanxi, also known as the First Devil Hunter, is basically the John Wick of this setting. Everyone knows her name, everyone fears her, and she always gets what she wants. And if her human capabilities weren't enough, Quanxi is also a hybrid of an unknown devil, sadly, which means all of her stats are already well past superhuman. She is a master of hand-to-hand and sword-based combat, insanely fast, insanely strong, and absolutely cold-blooded. And while transformed, all this is multiplied exponentially. The only person she really lost to is one of the primeval devils, the Darkness Devil. And that's not really fair, since literally no human or devil seems capable of defeating the primeval devils. 3. Santa Claus, the devil hunter with mysterious doll devil connections. In terms of sheer possibilities, Santa Claus might just be the most powerful devil hunter on the planet. Though, to be fair, it's likely that Santa Claus was just using one of their perfect dolls to masquerade as a devil hunter in Germany while their real body did whatever they pleased somewhere else. As someone who has a contract with the doll devil, or may even be the doll devil themselves, Santa Claus is able to turn humans into puppets that served Santa mindlessly with a single touch. The scariest part is, however, that these puppets can then turn others into puppets just as easily. So one puppet becomes 3, becomes 20, becomes 1,000, and it keeps growing exponentially from there. These dolls have the ability to change their bodies at will, such as turning their arms into blades, and so on. And all of this doesn't even take Santa Claus's own individual abilities into consideration, even before they got their hands on a piece of Darkness Devil flesh. Of course, Chainsaw Man is near the peak. That said, this protagonist is number 2 instead of number 1. And there's a reason for that. Individually, no one can beat the Chainsaw Devil, aka Pochita, but Chainsaw Man aka Denji has been defeated before plenty of times. Denji, as a hybrid, can only use a portion of the Chainsaw Devil's power and still retains his subpar intellect, lovable though he may be. Still, in terms of regenerative ability, raw destructive power, and pure grit, Chainsaw Man is basically unparalleled and is even more of a John Wick type existence than even Quanxi. 1. Makima. The dominating yet suspicious Makima is absolutely the most powerful devil hunter out there. As the control devil, Makima is able to force people into contracts with her and make them give all of themselves to her. She's done this with thousands of people. Even the Prime Minister of Japan is under her control. It can't be understated how absurd this ability is, as contracts are the devil's strongest tools and they require human cooperation. But Makima gets around this entirely, though it only works on those who she believes are lower than her, which she believes to be everyone outside of the real Chainsaw Man. With the concept of control, Makima has an absurd amount of overpowered abilities, such as being able to destroy a fiend with just a point of her finger. But her scariest power is the fact that she can use the powers of those under her control as her own, as she's used the abilities of the Angel, Future, Snake, Punishment, Spider, and Zombie Devil all in quick succession.